Hello and welcome back to English with Ben. You will see today that I have a scarf on because, well, it's very cold. It's snowing outside and although I have the heating on, it can still feel a bit chilly inside. Anyway, hope you're doing well. As promised, here is the next video for short stories in English for intermediate learners. This is chapter 2 of A Dream of Fire. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions or if there were any words you did not understand. Without further ado, if I can speak, on with the reading. Chapter 2. A Bad Feeling. Jen woke up the next morning in a sweat, with a strange ringing sound in her ears. Now, in a sweat means sweat is that salty liquid that comes out of your skin when you're hot, not how I am right now. The dream she'd had was one of the worst she could ever remember. Ben had been caught in a fire at the building where he worked, and he couldn't find a way out. He and 2 others were trapped in what looked like a storage cupboard. Now, to be trapped in something, if you're trapped in a bad place or a bad situation, you cannot escape from it. It's like you're blocked in, you're trapped. And a storage cupboard is in English we'd say storage cupboard, but in America you would say storage closet. And that is really just a small room for keeping things, maybe clothes or teacups or whatever it may be. Anyway, the smoke and heat from the fire had been terrible. And then there had been a loud metallic ringing sound as something heavy had collapsed on them. So if something is metallic, it basically means that it looks or sounds or even tastes like metal. Iron, aluminium, copper, bronze, those sorts of things. And something heavy had collapsed on them. So if a building or a structure collapses, it's really like, this is a building and it collapses. It falls down because it's too weak or it's damaged or something is causing it to collapse. Jen gasped for air and tried to calm her racing heart. So if she's gasping for air, a gasp is to take a short, sudden breath in through your open mouth because you were shocked, surprised, or fighting to breathe. That's a gasp. Jen gasped for air and tried to calm her racing heart. She looked at the clock. It said 7:05 a.m. Ben, not me, was probably already at work, but she wanted to call him anyway. "Hello," Ben answered after the second ring. "Hi, it's me," Jen said. "I just wanted to hear your voice. You okay?" "I'm great, babe," he said. "Just getting ready to start the day. This is a big job, which is good. I'm going to need some extra money pretty soon, if you know what I mean." Jen's heart jumped. Now, to have your heart jump like Jen's is to be kind of startled or excited, but you feel it in your heart. Had he just suggested that he needed money to buy her a wedding ring? She smiled. "I love you, Ben," she said. "I love you too, Jen," he said. "I'll see you after work, okay?" "Okay," she replied. "Be safe today." "Always," he said, and then hung up. Jen put the phone down and tried not to think about the dream from last night. It wasn't the first time she'd had a bad dream, and she knew her bad dreams never came true. Jen got out of bed and began getting ready for the day. An hour later, she was drinking her coffee and driving to work. She was still thinking about the dream. Ben's new job was in a building on the other side of town from the clinic where she worked as a nurse. So the clinic is different from a hospital. It's really a place where people can go to see doctors, mostly to get medical treatment, but also advice. Like a small hospital, I guess. Very small. It took an hour to get through traffic from one side of the city to the other, so there was no way she could check up on Ben until later that evening. So traffic is basically the number of vehicles that are on the road. If there is a lot of cars on the road and you're not moving, that's heavy traffic. She tried not to think about the dream, but she couldn't help but worry. At the clinic, it was flu season. Flu season is kind of the time of the year, usually winter time, when many people are sick with the flu, which is, well, it's just a kind of seasonal disease, although people can have it throughout the year. Usually flu season is winter when things get cold. At the clinic, it was flu season, so there was a steady stream of children with fevers that morning. A steady stream. A stream can also be a body of water that's flowing. So a steady stream of children is really about a large number of children arriving at a pace that is kind of steady and flowing. Jen had no time to think about dreams or anything else. When her lunch break came at noon, she was glad for a moment of peace. A couple of the other nurses were in the break room too. They were all simply enjoying the silence. Until Sherry dropped a spoon she'd been using to eat her soup. It made a loud metallic ringing on the table. Remember, metallic sounds like metal. The ringing sound triggered one of the strongest sense memories Jen had ever experienced. So a sense memory can be a kind of information or when thoughts come to you that are related to an experience, but it's also associated with a feeling. So basically, the sound of the spoon ringing made her think about a memory that she had. It was the same sound she'd woken up with in her head that morning. The same sound that had come with that terrible dream of Ben being in a fire and something collapsing on him. Jen looked at the clock. It said 12:07 p.m. She thought back to the time on the clock when she'd woken up, 7:05 a.m. Her bad dreams had never come true, but the feeling Jen had deep in her heart at that moment wasn't something she could ignore. Now, to ignore something is just to not pay attention or completely not pay attention to someone or to something. What if this was the one time that a bad dream was going to come true? What if this was why she'd had so many dreams all her life? What if all the dreams had been building to this moment? The clock now said 12:08 p.m. Jen did some quick figures and realized she had 1 hour and 14 minutes to do something. Now, doing the figures is kind of to add or take away, subtract, multiply. Basically, it's about calculating numbers, doing maths in your head. She jumped up grabbed her bag, and rushed out of the break room. So to rush is to move very quickly, or to do something very quickly or and suddenly. So she jumped up, grabbed her bag, and rushed out of the break room. Jen, one of the other nurses, called after her, "Is everything okay?" Jen ignored her and ran out of the building to the car park. When Jen got in her car, she dialed Ben's number with one hand while she started the car with the other. His phone rang and finally went to voicemail as she drove down the street. So voicemail is that system on a phone that takes messages from callers. If you're calling someone and they don't pick up, you go to voicemail. "Ben, it's me," Jen said quickly, weaving through traffic. Remember, traffic was all the cars on the road. "Call me when you get this, please." She hung up just as she turned onto the motorway. It was lunchtime, so traffic was a little heavy, but it was not as bad as rush hour at the end of the day. Still, it would likely take a full hour to get to Ben's building. Jen looked at the clock in her car. It said 12:16 p.m. She picked up her phone again and dialed Ben's friend Jamie's number. He picked up after the third ring. "Hi, Jamie, it's Jen," she said. "Hi, Jen," he replied. "What's up?" "Have you heard from Ben this morning?" she asked. "No," he said. "Last time I talked to him was last night. Why, what's up?" "I hope nothing," she said. "He just didn't answer when I called him at work just now." "Ha, I wouldn't worry about it," Jamie said. "That building he's working in has pretty thick concrete." Concrete is the strong, hard building material that you get by mixing sand and cement and small stones and water. That's concrete. "He probably doesn't get any phone service." "You're probably right," Jen said. "All the same, if you hear from him, can you let me know?" "Sure," he said. "Everything okay, Jen? You sound like something is wrong." Jen couldn't decide whether or not to say anything to Jamie about her dream. After a long pause, she decided to be honest. "I had a dream that Ben was caught in a fire in that building," Jen said. "I know I told you last night that my bad dreams don't come true, but this one is really bothering me. And now I can't get hold of him and I'm freaking out a little bit." Freaking out is kind of like a slang way of saying I'm becoming very upset about something. I'm freaking out. "Whoa," Jamie said. "I can see why." "Okay, well, that's all you have to say?" "Jamie, you live on that side of town." "Yeah, okay," Jamie said. "Right, I'll go over there and see if I can find him." "Thanks, Jamie," Jen said. "I hope it's nothing." "Me too," Jamie said. "Don't worry, he'll be okay, Jen." Jen hung up and looked at the clock again. It was 12:22 p.m. The traffic wasn't bad, and Jen was able to keep moving for the first 30 minutes of the drive to Ben's building. Then, about 5 miles from the building, the traffic stopped completely. She tried Ben's phone again, but there was still no answer. She texted Jamie, but he didn't answer right away. She looked at the clock. It was 12:54 p.m. She had 28 minutes before the dream might come true. Up ahead, the next motorway exit looked clear, but she didn't know if taking smaller roads would be faster or slower. So she took a chance and pulled over and used the edge of the road to get to the exit. At a red traffic light, she put the address of the building into her car's navigation system. A map appeared on the screen, showing the new route. However, it twisted and turned its way through back roads. So twist, if a road or a river twists, it means it has a lot of curves in it. This is a twisty road or a twisty river. As the light turned green, Jen raced off as fast as she dared. She got stopped at a roadworks at one point, but she made it through and finally arrived at Ben's building. So roadworks, in England or in the UK, it's called roadworks, and in America, it's called a construction zone. So this is really just a section of the road that is being repaired or worked upon by construction workers. She looked at the clock, 1:12 p.m. She had 10 minutes. She ran towards the door to the lobby. As soon as she walked in, she could smell it. Smoke. Her heart sank and she began to panic. It was real. There was a fire. Her dream was going to come true. Now, before I read the summary, it's quite a cliffhanger, that ending, isn't it? Makes you want to know more. To have one's heart sink. So if someone's heart sinks, again, it's like that feeling we have, but it's like going down, and it's kind of disappointment and sadness, and I feel like something bad's going to happen. And panic is a kind of, it's a bit like freaking out, but panic is the kind of the normal word you would use, and it's to have a very sudden, strong feeling of fear or worry, and it means that you can't think or act calmly. If you're panicked, you're very worried. Anyway, that is the end of chapter 2. Here's the summary, just to see how much you got from it. So, Jen has a very bad dream. In it, her boyfriend Ben is trapped in a fire. She tries not to think about the dream and goes to work. While at work, something happens that reminds her of the dream. She realizes that there is just over an hour before the dream could come true. She calls Ben, but he doesn't answer. She decides to drive over to check on Ben. On the way, Jen calls Jamie and asks him to check on Ben as well. She drives across town, but she doesn't have much time and traffic causes problems. When she arrives, she smells smoke and knows the dream will come true any minute. Wow, that is quite a cliffhanger, and goodness, we'll have to wait for next week to hear chapter 3. Anyway, that's all from me for this week. I've no idea how long that was, but that felt like quite a long one. So well done if you made it to the end. Thank you very much for spending the time with me to improve your English. I hope that it was a useful video. I really do. And yes, I'll see you next week for chapter 3. Have a good one. Bye. Hello again. Sorry, it's me. I just wanted to give a kind of PS message. If you made it this far, it would be really, really appreciated if you could give the video a like and subscribe to the channel. And that way you'll see all the new videos that will come out in the following weeks. Anyway, thanks again. Bye.